What's wrong with candy corn?
It's gross.
What's wrong with it though?
I don't like it. Doesn't taste good. Like, what do you want me to say?
You can make things with it. You could be all crafty and just do little things.
So not eat it.
Yeah. You ever see the artwork that comes home from school for these kids? It's got candy corn.
Yeah,
all
that's
over
about
it.
all the candy corn is good for.
Candy corn necklaces.
Why is candy corn a bad food? Because all it's good for is arts and crafts.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. Look at that.
We ready to go, man. Who Effin' Knows podcast, season 2, episode Who Effin' Knows.
Only you would open a can of water like that.
Our fans didn't know it was water, okay?
Well, I'm throwing you under the bus.
Don't put me under the bus like that. Abita. Got a little Abita hop water to kick us off tonight, Staying true to the Abita brand. Okay. I do live out here. A little sparkling hop water. It's delicious, too. Jackson, shut up. I love you, but go away. Sorry, that's my dog. I swear I'm not that mean to him. He's outside tonight. He's normally not out when we record because the last time he was out, he decided to knock over the mics and unplug things or whatever.
It was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Besides knocking, unplugging the mics, but knocking things over can be funny.
That's fine. I got a thought.
Okay.
So we've talked through a few different things, right? We had a little bit of spice around the Demi Lovato discussion. We talked about Britney. It got me thinking though. There is a 90s pop star that is very underrated, has had a phenomenal career, and is just never talked about as a 90s pop star. Do you want to guess who it is?
Can you give me any kind of hint without giving it away?
She's known as more of an actress now. Very memorable. She loves to walk.
Loves to walk.
I'm just throwing out words now. It's not.
I don't know.
I'm talking Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore is just crucially underrated.
Okay.
She is forgotten as a 90s pop singer. She's a 90s pop star. First of all, she had bangers. Go back and look.
She was certainly forgotten by me.
She was certainly forgotten by you, but it's okay. Because listen, you go through her list, right? She's got Cry. She's got, I don't know, Now That I'm With You. That might be the same. I don't even. No, that's not. That's Jessica Simpson. Now I'm discrediting her. She also was my favorite princess of all time. She was Rapunzel in Tangled.
Okay.
She's been in A Walk to Remember. She's on TV shows. This Is Us. I don't know. I'm probably butchering this whole thing. But I was thinking about it right before we started, and I wanted to bring it up.
Rapunzel's your favorite princess, huh?
Sure is.
That's what I took from all of it. Who's my favorite? I don't know. I've never really thought about that before.
Well, there you go. Now
you know what it is? You have a daughter, you watch all of those movies. I don't really watch them all.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. Rapunzel was my favorite princess before I had a daughter.
Okay, that's fair. Mine's probably Belle.
I do like Belle.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I like Belle.
It's a good one. I love the memes. Never mind. We're not going there. Guys, we have nothing to talk about tonight. Thank you for joining us.
As you can see.
No, we have a few things we can roll through here. Listen, there's a lot of things going on in the sports world. There's some other fun stuff that we can bring up, I'm sure. But first and foremost, what I do want to bring up, we all woke up Saturday morning to some news, maybe a little deflating news. Everybody was a little upset, right? No, I'm not talking about the negative stuff happening in the Middle East. It's not what I'm getting at here. What I'm getting at is Tulane's athletic director was rumored to be moving on to be the athletic director at Washington.
I didn't know where that was going.
Anyways, 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, it was confirmed. It's like, okay, wow, he's moving on. He moved on. People are a little upset about it at first, but, it's fine. He bigger and better things, whatever. Then he comes out on a podcast. He has an interview, and he decides to totally crap all over his former employer and basically say he left because he wanted the opportunity to win national championships, and you're never going to do that at a school like Tulane. Do you have thoughts?
My first reaction was to go look up Washington to see if they had ever won a national title, which they have. Who knew? Two of them. My thoughts were if you would have went to a school not Washington and said that, I'd have been like, I guess you're right. Like, I still would have been insulted by it, but like if you left for USC, you'd be like, okay, like, yeah, you got a point, but you're going to Washington. As soon as Michael Penix leaves, I told you, it's back to the Dubs.
That's it.
Right?
Did you know Washington is known as quarterback U? I went and looked through the list because I was looking up stuff. I was like, I need some firepower. Like, is there anything relevant about this school?
What did I tell you the other day? I don't remember anything about Washington except for Jake Locker in my lifetime.
Yeah, he's like, they call them quarterback U or QBU or whatever. If you go look through the list, though, it's like a bunch of like backup NFL quarterbacks. Nothing wrong with that.
Who's they? Like Washington fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As I was Googling.
Are you allowed to give yourself the title of QBU?
Listen, universities are constantly giving themselves whatever title. Like LSU is no longer DBU. I'll throw that out right now. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts other than like why you kind of said it best on Twitter that he said the quiet part out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't do that.
Yeah, I don't get, as a professional, right? I tiptoe the line between being a professional and being a total degenerate, I'll be honest. But I know when to be the best version of myself. I know when to put the right foot forward, right? And I know how to not just totally talk bad about former employers and in turn make myself look, in my opinion, he made himself look bad.
Yeah.
He comes across as a little insecure. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get why you would do that. Ask me the question. Just ask me the same question that they asked him about, hey, why'd you go to Washington?
Hey, why'd you go to Washington?
Well, we accomplished a lot at Tulane. Coming off a Cotton Bowl victory, programs have all improved. The basketball program improved. I was looking for my next challenge. I figured it'd be a great opportunity to come here to a school that has won some national championships. Maybe we can put some more banners on the wall. It just seemed like the right move at the right time for my family. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't say anything else. You can say that without saying, but the other school looks like they suck and they're never going to get here. Like, applaud them, celebrate them, and now I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Like, it's just stupid. It's one of them things where it's like, there's not much to say other than why. Like, why would you even go there? I mean, I didn't know this. I didn't know that much about this guy to begin with. Yeah. Right? I'm not super in tune with ADs at schools, even my own. But apparently he wasn't very liked beforehand.
I've heard that.
So
a lot of people, too, are pointing at, like, granted, he was there for the rise of a lot of these things, so he gets a lot of the credit for it, and, maybe rightfully so. I don't know. I don't want to disparage him. I'm not going to be that guy. He's that guy. If I can pull a Steve Smith, with all due respect, he's a Jag.
I'm going to use that so often now. This is not to kill your speech. The funniest outcome for Jerry Jeudy is to be traded to the Jags, right? So that he is a Jag.
Yeah, the Jag becomes a Jag.
Anyway.
No, so he's there for the rise of everything, right? So he's given credit for it. He moves on, whatever. But a lot of people are pointing out a lot of these things were already in place, right? Like the best thing that ever happened was Willie Fritz elevated the football program, but you already had the stadium, I believe, from what I was reading the other day. Maybe I'm wrong. You already had Turchin Field. You already had a lot of these like things in place on campus that helped build. The best thing he did was probably bringing back the Angry Wave, and that's that.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't remember if he hired Fritz. It's honestly, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know when he got there. I don't know anything about him, but it's just disrespectful. And now I just want to see Tulane versus Washington. Like I need it in my life.
It's being projected. I forget who was projected. Maybe CBS in their bowl projections.
Can they knock off 2 Heisman candidates in a row?
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely. They have the defense to do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is why you're not allowed outside when we're recording, buddy. He gets all in the shot. He's a hog, man. He just wants to be in the shot. This little boy right here.
He just wants some love.
He does.
Don't we all just want some love?
We all want some love. Yeah. We all want some love.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to talk about, man. To be honest with you tonight. I did have a thought throughout the week.
Yeah.
It was Prime Day. The last few days, which means everybody's got their sales going on. And you know that I had an impulse buy the other day. I had a couple of them. It is far, 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 far too easy to buy things these days.
Yes.
Especially online.
Yes.
I spent $200 in 3 seconds. Like, especially with Apple Pay, it's just like, click, click, ding, $200.
Yeah, I saw a story a while back. It's been this way for a while. I saw a story a while back, maybe like 3 years ago, where somebody accidentally bought a Tesla with Apple Pay. They were like looking, and they accidentally bought it. How does that happen?
I mean, if you're looking at your phone, it's just you could if you try to lock your phone twice and then you're looking at it, ding dong, you bought a Tesla.
Ding dong.
Yeah, like oops. Yeah, man, I was at work the other morning, and within the span of like 30 minutes, I had spent like I bought the gimbal, I bought a new countertop oven, and I bought a flight to Nashville within like 30 minutes, all because it's so easy, and you just like you don't even realize you're spending it. Like that's the downside to like if you had $100 in your wallet for the day, you would know how much he spent, right?
Yeah.
And even like I check my bank account like 10 times a day, just out of habit. But even then, like I'm not really paying attention to what's being spent. It's not until I pay my credit card at the end of the week that I'm like, oh shit.
Have you ever had to go look back and be like, whoa, what? This wasn't me, and then you look it up and you're like, dang, that was definitely me.
Well, the thing is that like I'm the only one that has the credit card. It's funny because I just gave Courtney a copy of it today. So now I have the excuse of like I didn't go to Target and spend $50-something for. What happens to me is it'll be like $60 at Target. And I'm like, what the fuck did I buy at Target for $60? Like I don't remember what I buy.
It's not a good.
No, it's not.
When I was younger, I had my card information stolen all the time, probably gas pumps or whatever. I have no idea, but it gets to a point now where like I'll see charges on. I'm the only one who has the card, but I'll see charges and I'll be like, "That wasn't me. I didn't spend that. There's no way I spent $200 at a Saints game." Yes, I did. Yes, I mean obviously that would be me at a Saints, but I'm just saying like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's just like. Yeah, I don't realize how much I'm spending. Like I've told you before, I've gone back and looked at, like I started using a budgeting app, and I'll look for the month, and it's like $300 on coffee for the month. I'm like, shit. like when did that happen?
Hey,
first off, coffee's getting too expensive. I want to throw that out there. I spent $7 on a cold brew coffee today. That was this big. Yeah. The one I sent you a picture of, $7.
It was beautiful. Beautiful coffee.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, shout out Haven Coffee.
Yeah, and it was delicious. And it's not just them. Like, they're just keeping up with every coffee place around here. But I did go to their little, they had their truck out the other day, and I just got a hot coffee because they had a real limited menu. $2.
Nice.
What a wonderful time.
Yeah, you get a regular, just Americano or something like that. Well, that's not Americano. Well, it depends. I'm gonna shut up.
It's odd how a hot coffee can be $2, but if we make it cold, it's $7. Like
I think technically the colder coffee, unless it's like iced coffee, is like if it's cold
this
brew.
Well, that was stronger. That was like a nitro cold brew, so it was gonna be a little bit more. But anyways, yeah, I'm just spending money too fast and too easily, and it's
Who Effing Knows podcast, the official podcast of coffee free agents everywhere. If you're looking to sponsor us, we do love coffee. We don't want to spend money on coffee. We will talk about your coffee
all day long. I'll give you 30 minutes on your own coffee if you want. I'll do it.
Yeah, that's fine. Anything. I'll talk about anything. You pay me to do it, I might do it. It's the craziest thing you've done that you got paid for.
You have stories? I don't have stories.
Yeah, I wake up every morning, I log in on a computer, and I talk to a screen. That's the dumbest thing I've ever done to get paid for. I got nothing.
I don't want to say what I do at work because I don't want to get in trouble when this goes out on the airwaves.
You gotta learn how to sell yourself, man. You risk your life every day at a plant. Maybe that's the craziest thing you got paid for.
I do that. I've hung upside down from buildings in training, so that's cool. I don't know, man. I'm not good at selling myself. It's not. I'm not good at hyping myself up. I think I'm just kind of like I don't know, just like I'm me. You know what I mean?
Who are you?
I'm Dave.
Who is Dave?
Just a guy.
That's so sad.
A jack.
That is so sad.
I don't know, man. I don't.
That's okay. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are more than just a guy.
Thanks.
All right, listen. The Saints played last weekend. We can get into topics.
Sure.
Instead of people just listening to us ramble. This is what you guys love us for. This is what we do. This is what we do. The Saints played last week. Listen, they shut out the dang Patriots. I want to bet. I'm going to brunch on Sunday because I want to bet. It's great. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. That's right. Another man is bringing me to brunch because I want a football bet. It just feels weird, but it's great.
I wasn't invited to brunch.
I'm sorry. You don't know Kevin.
That's okay.
Just a guy. The Saints beat the Patriots. Beat the snot out of them, as they say. The snot out of them. Yeah, shut them out. Defense looked great. We had our recap show. We've already kind of talked about it, but give me your thoughts.
It was the most boring 34-0 win I've ever seen in my life.
Wasn't it?
I didn't dude. I don't know if it was just because the Patriots were so bad that I was like, whew, this game sucks. I don't know. No, man, they defense is legit. Like, it was good to see them get back to that. Like, I understand that the Patriots offense might be worse than ours, right? But a great defense does that to that kind of offense. Like, if an offense is that bad and you have a great defense, you don't let them do a thing.
Right.
And they came out and did that. So, that's good to see. good to see the offense take a step. We talked about it. Not fixed, right?
They scored points.
And
at the end of the day, that's what you point to, right? But
yeah, I don't know how much better the play calling was.
There was more motion, but I say that to say a lot of people and kind of like the eye test too. It doesn't look like they changed anything. It looked like the same. Granted, what are you going to change overnight, right? But it looked like a lot of the same stuff. The one thing I'll say that I was thinking through this week or earlier too. I think the main thing that Pete probably did better was just situational play calling. He already would call some okay games, but then in weird moments, he would do weird stuff and it would set you back and he'd be like, what are we doing? Yeah. So I think on third downs, he looked better. When it was obvious to run the ball, he ran the damn ball. And I think that even though the defense was playing strong, I've beat the drum on this for Tulane too, and I'd do it for the Saints too. They ran the damn ball. You gave yourself an identity. If you can't throw the ball, you got to do something. Run the ball. I was still frustrated with the guys at the beginning of the game kind of running all over each other, some of the routes. I don't get it. I guess that's the concepts that they're running, but it doesn't make sense to me. Here's a question. This just popped in my head. Is it Olave? Is he? I don't want to do that. I don't want to start that slander. The last 2 weeks he's kind of been off.
Yeah.
People are pointing to it.
He looked so good the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I don't mean for the whole offense. It was a thought. To finish my thought, because I didn't say the whole thought, and I realize that now. I was talking about when these wide receivers are running all over each other. It's normally Olave and Thomas, and I just don't understand it. I'm like, how does that happen? And I'm wondering, is it one of them running? I used to always wonder, is it one of them running the wrong route? Is it the route concept? What is happening? Is it Olave?
If it's always them two, my brain and gut tells me that Mike's doing the right thing. Just because it's not really a shot at Olave. Mike's been around, been in this offense for however many years he's been here, right? So it's I assume he's always in the right place.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, maybe it is. Last week he looked like he checked out at some points. I don't know, I didn't notice. I don't notice that as much as you do. I guess I'm just not fully focused on it. But I don't. He's not. He definitely. I mean, he's not having good games the last 2 weeks. I don't know if is he one of those guys where if he's not having a good game, he's just kind of.
Maybe
checking out, I don't want to talk bad about him or slander him because we don't know.
No, I genuinely don't
know if it's his fault.
Yeah, there's thing. I mean, so 2 weeks ago, the end of the game was him. I mean, flat out, he kind of gave up on the game. It is what it is. It happens. You're a wide receiver. Wide receivers are known to be a little emotional. They want the damn ball. It's fine. Last week, I didn't really necessarily see him quit, but something seems off.
Yeah,
it seems off. Even some of the catches, he could have made phenomenal catches. They were tough catches, but it's just he just caught it, stepped out of bounds, wasn't even necessarily trying to get his feet in bounds.
Yeah,
I don't know, it was
that one
odd.
That could have been a touchdown. I don't know. I've seen people kind of mad at him about that. I'm not. I think maybe 7-8 years ago, that's probably a touchdown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's one of those things. I don't know, man. It's just 2 off weeks is what I'm gonna chalk it up as right now.
Yeah.
Last week the whole team was bad. The whole offense was bad last week. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Gotcha.
So I'm not. I did, like I said that time, and in that episode, I didn't like how he was at the end of the game.
Right.
But I'm not holding anything against him. He's just we've seen him be great this year already.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just two off weeks, and that's it. He's got a good chance to bounce back this week.
Yeah.
Against the Texans. So we'll see. He needs another one of those games though. You have another week like that, then you start questioning things, because coming into the season to focus on him, I've said it that I had concerns about his ability to be a true number one guy. I didn't know if he could do it, and then he comes out the first 2 weeks and he's balling, and I'm like, all right, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But if you do nothing for 3 weeks in a row, can you be prime Mike Thomas? Can you be Justin Jefferson? You know what I mean? Can you be that guy?
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, he doesn't have to be for the offense to be good. But that's what he's expected to be. So
yeah. I mean, to be fair, to just give my opinion, I never expected him to be prime Mike Thomas. I thought he could be really good. I think he'd be a great route runner. I think so. Here's where he lacks for me, in my opinion. I never see him or saw him as a contested catch guy, which if you look at the numbers too this year, like it kind of, he hasn't improved there, which I think Jason tweeted about. I believe I saw it earlier, or maybe somebody tweeted about it from the know. Go check him out. You'll find him. But Mike Thomas consistently makes those contested catches, and that's what you see with big time wide receivers. Even guys like I'm thinking, like if you look at it like from a frame wise, right? Like him and Mike Thomas are obviously built differently, but then I even think along the lines of like, well, he's kind of built like Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson can make contested catches.
You've seen Jamar Chase do it.
You see Jamar Chase do it. Like you see some of these guys do it, and all the big wide receivers are guys that are going to come down that ball in those situations.
And if you can't, you have to dominate the game in other ways,
like Tyreek.
That's what I was gonna say.
Exactly, but Tyreek's a freak. I mean, you can't even.
That's the thing. Like I'm really not trying to knock him. Like if he's not that kind of guy, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Like if you have him and what Michael Thomas is right now, like that's a good enough.
Yeah.
Too, and then Shaheed, like you have good enough wide receivers. If he were to take that next step, that'd be awesome. But like I don't know if it's the way he's built. Like because he's kind of slender. If that's what makes me feel that way,
sure.
I don't know what it is about him, but like I just don't get that vibe from him that he's gonna be the dominant receiver.
Here's a thought.
You know what I mean?
You made a good point, and something just popped in my head. And this is, as you guys can tell, everything's coming off the dome tonight, and I'm sorry if you don't like that, but get over it. Dude, this is very unprofessional. Okay, I'm thinking. You mentioned he starts like a bat out of hell. He had 2 great games to start the season. Something looks a little off. Last week before the game, they're checking him for an injury. He was out testing something.
Yeah.
You think he's playing hurt?
He's obviously playing hurt.
Do you think it's impacting his game, I guess?
They were saying an ankle. Now your ankle's not going to connect, anything mentally. Right. Like your injury is not going to cause you to.
I thought we were getting the Jameis Winston. Your ankle's connected to you.
To a brain bone?
Yeah. Going through the whole thing.
Yeah, he's definitely playing hurt. Maybe he's just not getting open because of it. But that doesn't excuse giving up on a couple plays, being in the wrong place if that's something he's doing. But maybe he's just not getting open because of it. Like he's obviously hurt because they were checking him, and I didn't think about that until you just mentioned it. But I don't know, man. Like I said, this is a team he should come back against, have a bounce back game, and we'll see.
This damn dog. Oh man.
It's been a while since he's been in an episode.
I don't like it. He's never going to be in another one.
It's okay.
We're beyond it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any more thoughts on that, to be completely honest. Like, it is what it is. I think I'm still taking the wait and see approach with the Saints. The defense is clearly good. We've said this a number of times. I talk about this a lot off the air or whatever you want to call it, not on our podcast. People talk to us about, hey, what do you talk about on your podcast? Whatever comes to our mind, but it's not consistently Saints, Pels, blah, 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 because this stuff gets old. Like, it's going to be the same conversation every week. Now, we could break down a few things. You got Trevor Penning, here's an interesting conversation. You got Trevor Penning, who may be being benched. Like, he's a young guy. He's clearly, this is basically his rookie season. He's only a couple games in. Do you bench him this early? Has he been that bad? People say he has. Nick Underhill has reported that he's been playing awful. I haven't noticed outside of the first week that he's been terrible. I didn't realize he had not been good in the run game.
Which is odd. That's the odd for that to be the reason is odd. Because even last year, in the glimpses we saw him, that was not an issue.
Well,
the run game was not an issue.
His whole shtick, right, is that he's this nasty, mean offensive lineman. Like he's got that defensive lineman like meanness in him. And normally those guys are great in the run game.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if he's trying to learn certain techniques and he's just like overthinking. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, was it because he's been better in the past game, at least to me.
He has. Yeah, for sure.
Is it an overcorrection? Like I don't know. That's it. That was the shocking part to me, to see him get benched because of the run game. Because like you said, that was what he was good at. We saw him throwing dudes 5 yards out of bounds.
Right.
In the run game.
Yeah. So, he just never quit on a play.
Yeah.
You drive your ass into the dirt.
I don't know, man. Like, this kind of goes back to the Doug Marrone thing. Like, is this a coaching thing now where maybe we fixed one aspect, but you're not focusing on this other aspect? Or is it – I don't know.
Do you think James Hurst is the move, though? Like, do you bench bench?
No,
Penny?
I would roll with Penny because I've thought the last couple of weeks that just the offensive line in general has been better.
I agree. I know that if I point at the run game numbers, they're not great.
Yeah.
I mean, last week was the first time they really fully committed to it, and they went over 100 yards, but like still only like 125 yards. I don't know what the yards per carry were. Probably not that great.
Alvin was at like 3.6 or something like that.
Which is probably not great. So they're probably looking at that, but I don't know. I don't know what the change is.
There ain't much you can do. You got the guys you got right now.
Right.
It's like
I feel like you don't want to. He's basically a rookie. Like, do you want to bench him already? Like, he hasn't been that bad, right?
Yeah. No, I'd play him. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like you're saying, like I don't know what else to say. He hasn't, at least to me. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not not Nick. I'm not watching every play from.
It's fair.
Analyzing offensive line. I'm looking at it as the offensive line as a whole, and if they don't seem to be failing like they were as a unit. I just don't like making the change. Like if it seems to be working, at least like you said, the run game has been meh, but it was good. It was effective enough, right? Will it be better with James Hurst? Maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I don't like making the move when it feels like we kind of fixed an issue, and now what? Like that is the most important spot on the line.
Yeah.
We saw what happened when that position fails. So playing with fire here.
I don't want to like drag Hurst here. I don't think Hurst is a big downgrade. Like from what you got, he's probably an upgrade. Are you in that much of a win now mode to where you're like, hey, let's put Hurst in? Like I don't know. There's things that I don't get about it. I guess we'll see what they do and how it plays out. Yeah, I don't really have any other thoughts on the game or the Saints. You got anything else?
No, like you said, it's just kind of talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Every week. When there's a big story, it's easy to talk about, but like I said, it was a boring win. It really was.
It was. Mac Jones is terrible. If we want to flip the script a little bit, Mac Jones looks awful. A lot of those guys that are Patriots fans, I've seen them. They're apologists, and they're like, man, like the offensive line's terrible. He doesn't have time. Mac Jones' decision making is not good. His accuracy is not good, and I get it that like that gets worse when your offensive line is bad. We made the same excuses earlier in the season, but like he just doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, like, he hasn't looked good since last year.
No, like I don't know. They got to do something. It's also interesting. Brings up an interesting conversation. Everybody wants to hate on guys like Belichick and Peyton and like all these guys that aren't succeeding anymore. How freaking hard is it to win if you don't have a quarterback, man? Like,
yep.
Like Brady and Breeze, two of the greatest of all time, and then you're sitting wallowing with other guys. Who Russ was a great quarterback, and Mac Jones was looked at as a decent quarterback, and like you're just not getting anywhere. I mean, the Broncos are on a fire sale right now. It sounds like they're about to get rid of everybody. Like,
yeah, it's with Sean specifically. We've seen him win game now, middle of the season when Teddy has to come in, when Taysom has to come in. We've seen him win games. I don't know, but then when it was just them and Drew was gone, it was disgusting.
The games he won, though, were ugly games.
Yeah.
They were ugly, ugly wins. They won, but, man, were they ugly. The offense didn't win those games. The defense won most of those games. Even with Teddy, those years, that team was really good. Those years when Teddy, I forget how many he won. He went undefeated, right?
It was 5-0.
Yeah. Like, he had a great season, but, like, he didn't look great.
No.
He managed the offense. They ran the ball. They played well, and they won games. Like, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts.
It brings up the larger conversation of who matters more.
Yeah.
The coaches or the players, just in sports in general.
Yeah.
And I think they matter. I've always, I think we may have talked about this before. In football, I think the coach matters the most of any sport.
He sets the tone for the culture of the team.
Yeah.
That's a big part.
You could argue probably the coordinators might be a little more important. But, you talk about like, I think about it all the time in baseball. Like I've wondered how much a manager actually matters. But it happened with the Rangers this year where they bring in one of the best managers of all time and all of a sudden they win 20-something more games. And I'm like, it's the same players.
Yeah. There's something to it. Like different coaches obviously going to have different philosophies and they'll know how to put players in the right position. Like that's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can have some of the best players in the world and just be terrible at it. Like try to fit a square peg in a round hole, right? I run this kind of offense. Well, you don't have the players to run that offense, but you have great players, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And some guys just don't succeed.
It's just it just shows, like with Belichick, like, you know, people are going to start questioning Belichick here soon, I feel like. But it's like, if you don't have the players, specifically that position,
right,
it doesn't matter how good you are.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like, you know, I know they've said his record without Brady is terrible. But, like, look at the quarterbacks he's had without Brady. It's not just that he didn't have Brady. It's that he hasn't had, you know, the quarterback. Now, granted, he's the GM there.
I was going to say, it's kind of on him.
It's on him. Like, maybe it speaks more to him as a talent evaluator than
I wonder, too, if and this is just a psychological thing, right? Like, I wonder if guys like him and Peyton, they're so successful, especially Belichick. Belichick's way more successful than Peyton, right? But, like, guys like him get so successful that they almost have, like, God syndrome. And they're like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, I can do all of this. I can figure this out. And it leads to, like, the reason I say that to say, you've seen decisions in New England specifically that if any other team made those choices, you'd be like, what the hell are you doing? You brought in a defensive coordinator to be your offensive coordinator. You didn't get a quality wide receiver. You didn't draft a wide receiver. You didn't sign a wide receiver. You basically let the offense go to crap other than Brady. Like, there's a lot of things that you're just like, what is happening here? Or they get rid of big superstars and you're like, well, it's the Belichick way. You know, clearly he knew something. Like, there's just always, they point to Belichick like, well, he knows what he's doing. Does he?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, recent history says maybe not. But also he's getting old. Is he losing touch with, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of see it with, like, maybe with Sean. Like, he's the offensive genius. And granted, their offense has not been the issue.
Yeah, they put up numbers.
But, like, as a head coach, like, is the game kind of just passing him by now? You take a year off?
Right.
I don't know.
I think what you're going to see in Denver is kind of, I mean, when Sean came here, he cleaned house. Now, he did it during the offseason, though. He didn't do it in season.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I remember just given, like, if we can go in the Wayback Machine, I remember Dante Stallworth was, like, one of my favorite wide receivers, and Sean gets hired as the coach, and Stallworth made it through, like, one practice. And he's like, nope, get this guy out of here. Traded him immediately. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. And just, like, got rid of everybody. And then next thing you know, you're in, like, fighting for the NFC Championship, and it's like, how the hell did we go from this terrible team? It was awesome.
They're in a rough spot though, man. They got a lot of money tied up in Russ.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you're gonna have money tied up in one position, you would hope it's in a good quarterback, right? Like, you would hope that he's the guy.
Yeah.
Because if he's not the guy, you're screwed in.
But they don't know if he's the guy. He hadn't been playing that bad. I didn't really watch the game tonight. Everybody said he wasn't playing well at all, but he hadn't had a bad year to this point. But
I went to the gym during the game. I didn't see it. What I did see, though, which we've already called attention to a few times, was Steve Smith and his Jag comments. Man, like, the most respectful way to tell somebody they suck.
You're just a guy.
Yeah, with all due respect, man, you're just a guy. I hope I'm wrong.
Steve Smith is one of those guys where, like, the second he left Carolina, like, left one of our rivals,
right,
I loved him.
Yeah.
And, like, even when he was a Panther, I was like, man, I wish that guy was on my team. Like, dude, the way, like, his whole, when they ask him about that, you know, his interview where he's like, ice up, son. Like, he's talking all the trades. Like, I finished the game. He didn't finish the game. Ice up, son. He just walks off. I was like, I love him. I love Steve Smith so much.
He was so cocky, man.
When he whooped, was it Malcolm Jenkins or Roman Harper? One of them. You remember? Him tackled him late and he whooped their ass in the end zone. I'm like,
I used to hate that because it was always Steve Smith.
Always.
It was always something happened. It's like, fucking Steve Smith again, man. This dude, every fight, every altercation. I was like, man. And I always blamed it on him. And it might have been him. He might have been getting under their skin. But, like, if he was on my team, I would have loved it. Like CJ when he was on our team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's like offensive CJ. I imagine Steve Smith is out there talking wild trash. He seems like the kind of person that, like, studies his trash talk. Like, looks up something about the guy, the quarterback he's about to be facing all week, and he knows. He knows what you did when you were 10 years old.
He looked up his grade school teacher's last name.
He knows your high school stats and knows that you gave up a bunch of passes in one game.
Yeah, Miss Smith wasn't happy with you after that game, was she? Excuse me?
Right. Oh, man. Yeah, I love Steve Smith.
All right.
But
question.
What's up?
Favorite Halloween candy?
Favorite Halloween candy? Not candy corn.
What's wrong with candy corn?
It's gross.
What's wrong with it though?
I don't like it. Doesn't taste good. Like, what do you want me to say?
You can make things with it. You could be all crafty and just do little things.
So not eat it.
Yeah. You ever see the artwork that comes home from school for these kids? It's got candy corn.
Yeah,
all
that's
over
about
it.
all the candy corn is good for.
Candy corn necklaces.
Why is candy corn a bad food? Because all it's good for is arts and crafts.
Hey, Cheerios are used for arts and crafts. Fruit Loops.
I love a good mini Snickers. I like the mini chocolate bars because like I don't want to eat a full Snickers or a full Butterfinger, right?
Yeah.
The fun size is the perfect size candy bar.
That's fair, man. Listen, I don't eat a lot of candy, I'll be honest, but if I did have to pick, if we're just talking Halloween, like you just put it in my brain, the fun size Kit Kats, because it's just one. Just one.
That's what I mean.
One little taste.
I also like the way they do sour straws for Halloween. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the thick ones, but they're only about like 3 inches.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't remember. Are you a chocolate guy? I know you like Snickers, you just said, but like.
Yeah, not really. Like, I'm not huge on chocolate. Like, if I'm like, I'll get a Hershey bar here and there, but like, I'll put it in the fridge and I'll eat like 2 pieces of it, like 2 little bricks of it. You know what I mean? And then it'll be there for a few days, and I'm like, I'll pick at it, but I like white chocolate. I'll eat some white chocolate.
That's weird. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever heard you say. You say a lot of weird stuff too.
I guess. Or cookies and cream. You give me something cookies and cream, it's game over.
Do not get me started on cookies and cream. That's okay. I'm the cookies and cream of life, apparently. Of people. Yeah, that's what it was. Jeez Louise. That's a callback, folks.
Yeah.
We're just going to make a montage of me saying, that's a callback.
That's callback.
No, I was asking about chocolate because Reese's has it right, man. Like, not that I want their holiday stuff, but every holiday they have a different shape.
Yeah.
Like they have a little pumpkin for Halloween. You like the pumpkins? Yeah.
Yeah. Do we like and then they do the trees for Christmas?
That's it. I think that's it. I think it's just those
I think
two.
they do Easter. I think
do
they do Reese's eggs.
They do the eggs.
The eggs might be the best.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a little poppable. I think the egg is the move there.
Yeah.
Do you like I feel like you're going to say no to this. Do you like the seasonal cakes, like a zebra cake? You know what I mean? Like zebra cake is the cake that all of these are based off of, like the Christmas tree cakes. You like those?
No.
I didn't think you would. I love some zebra cakes.
No. It's just like when I think of it, I just think of like just white sugar, which all of this stuff is full of sugar.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I'm just eating a spoonful of sugar. This ain't Mary
Poppins.
Poppins.
The medicine go down.
This ain't Mary Poppins.
I'm kind of to the point now where like I'll open one of those and I'll take a couple bites and then I'm satisfied. And I'm like,
you know what I do like?
I wish I didn't open this.
I like these aren't themed at all. I like the cosmic brownies. If we're gonna
I keep a box of cosmic brownies. listen. Work. So we got a little grocery store at work, and they sell the big cosmic brownies.
Yeah.
Too much cosmic brownie.
Oh yeah.
You need
just
regular
old
like
fashioned.
This is like the Oreo conversation. There's such a thing as there's for Oreos. There's the thing as too much cookie. You know what I mean?
This might be a hot take. Oreos are terrible. They're the worst cookie.
You gotta have a lot of cream. It's the cream.
Pause. Oreos aren't my thing.
Well, what are the other cookies?
I don't know, like Chips Ahoy,
Chips Ahoy, bang, like
the little green bag. What are those?
Tate's.
Those things slam. No man, they got a few of them out there. Milano cookies, those are good. You know.
I'm not a huge it's weird because I like cookies and cream is my favorite flavor, but I don't love Oreos. I might have some Oreos but I'll eat one and
I'm like, it just hit me. You're a cream guy. That's why you like cookies and cream. That's why you like the cream from the Oreos. That's why you like the damn zebra cakes. They're all just creamy goodness.
Sweet cream.
Good for you, man.
I guess. Thanks. Who is Dave?
He's a cream guy. We got there.
I don't like that.
We figured it out. Hot damn. That's it, guys.
Man.
What else you want to talk about, Dave?
I want to bring up the Rangers. You know why I want to bring up the Rangers?
I want to know why.
If you had to pick one band to support your team, who would it be? Because the Rangers have a damn good one right
now.
Slipknot.
I don't know why. Just first band that came to my mind.
Creed.
Yeah,
how do you feel about Creed?
I love Creed, man. I'll be honest with you. Listen, we episode 3, right, of season 1. We talked about different. We went heavy on music for the first couple episodes. I don't know if we mentioned Creed specifically, but I talked about buzz ballads. Listen. Don't get me started. Like Creed, Nickelback, like all these random bands. Like I can't even define what a buzz ballad is, but you know what? When you hear it, you know it.
I think I want to say in that episode you sent out a text to try to get a definition of it.
I could probably find it too.
Yeah, so the Rangers have Creed. What happened was that it came out that they were listening to Creed before games, like on the bus and everything.
Yeah.
And then Creed like tweeted at him like, "Let's go Rangers." So now it's just like a natural union of Creed and the Rangers, and they're selling shirts in like the Rangers font that says, "Can you take me higher?" It's great. I love it so much. And it's the video. I sent it to you. The videos of the crowd all singing Creed together because they're putting the lyrics up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
There's nothing like sports crowds singing songs in unison.
Oh, yes.
Like a cappella. That there may not be anything better in sports.
It's glorious. It's yeah.
You see it in hockey all the time. They do like the early 2000s like alt rock kind of songs, you know.
Also a great genre.
Oh man. It's the best. It is like those videos will get me every time.
All these U2 fans that saw us hating on U2, if they see this and be like, "Oh, that's why they hate U2. They love this trash music."
Yeah. You brought up Nickelback.
Love Nickelback.
I don't like the way people treat Nickelback.
Let's talk about it.
On Twitter, on social media. It feels like once a year we go through this phase on social media where everybody's like, Nickelback is trash. And I don't know who's starting that, but I see a lot of people like my age say it, and they're lying to themselves.
I think they do it because they think it's cool to say that. You don't follow the crowd, guys. You know you love Nickelback.
You know what you were doing. For me, you know what you were doing in high school. You know you were listening to Nickelback.
Oh, yeah.
You were bumping Animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Name some other ones. I'm trying to think of Nickelback songs right now. Listen, I had a friend who probably these days would be like, Nickelback sucks. He used to look at this phone. Yeah. He used to like hold this picture of his girlfriend because he like connected it to their relationship. And I was like, dude, what?
Let's see. What's some other? How You Remind Me. They listen to that. Rockstar was the one that stuck.
We all do just want to be big rock stars.
Yeah.
Come on.
We love Nickelback. You love Nickelback. Stop acting like you don't love Nickelback. No, they may not be releasing anything these days that you want to hear, but they don't have to. It's the beauty of music. You just go back and listen to the hits. And Nickelback had them.
Zero beef with Nickelback.
Zero.
None.
Just beef with the people who pretend to hate them.
Yeah, I actually, when I worked in an office, I think I shared this story, season 1, episode 23. I'm just going to say random stuff like that now, and people can go back and look, and it won't be there. You're welcome.
It would be hilarious if that was...
When I worked in an office, we had a Sonos, and we all had access to this Sonos. It caused a lot of problems. Anyways, people used to say how much they hated Nickelback, but there was one guy in the office who unapologetically loved Nickelback. And I used to always play Nickelback to get him yelled at when I secretly loved it. So I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Always ride for Nickelback.
Always.
Always.
You know, I ride for my
dogs.
Yeah. I was singing the Lil Wayne song, and then I was like, I don't think I can finish this without it sounding inappropriate. So why do you think they cut the faces into the jack-o'-lanterns? Like, who's... I just randomly had this... I'm sure there's a history to it. Do you think it was to, like, ward off predators or, like, scare people?
Just keep talking.
Or did they, like... Do you think fucking John Smith was like, honey, I brought home a pumpkin today. Let's cook blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, you know what I want to do? I want to cut a face in it. How do you think he responded to that?
In Ireland, people started to carve demonic faces out of turnips to frighten away Jack's wandering soul. That's not what I wanted to look at. They began, when Irish immigrants moved to the U.S., they began carving jack-o'-lanterns from pumpkins, as these were native to the region. So apparently they did it to turnips, but when they came here, all we had was pumpkins. So they were like, hey.
What food can I carve a face in? What else could you carve a face in? A watermelon?
Potatoes.
Potato.
Any kind of melon.
Any kind of melon?
It doesn't have to be there's literally Mr. Potato Head. Just cut his eyes out.
I guess like a squash. Like a big old spaghetti squash.
If you really tried hard enough, you could do it to a pickle. Like, I don't know.
Sir, I'm talking about things you can scoop out the innards and make it a jack-o'-lantern.
A cantaloupe is a good substitution there, I think.
Yeah, cantaloupe, great substitution. A watermelon.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny to do a watermelon.
It would be. For Halloween, just people coming up to your house, he just got carved watermelons. Be like so confused. We're taking a stance against using pumpkin.
Right, I'm sure they can be used for something else. People make food with them, right? Pumpkin pie.
Do they make food
with the seeds? People eat the seeds?
Are you a pumpkin spice guy?
I'm not a pumpkin spice guy. I tell you what, man. I don't know if it's because the places I've had it, I just don't care for it. It's overpowering.
Yeah.
But Tandem Coffee, I think I told this to you. I don't know if it was on the podcast. Tandem Coffee has a phenomenal pumpkin spice liquid. I don't know, like whatever you put in the syrup. It's not too sweet. It's really good. But I'm not a pumpkin spice guy.
I'm still caught off guard by the jack-o'-lantern question.
Just came
now
across
I'm just
me.
wondering who was the first person to give out candy for Halloween?
I don't know. Why did they do it? It seems a little creepy. Hey, there's kids at the door. What do I do?
Halloween's a weird holiday. What a weird, strange holiday.
It's very weird. What parent was like, you know what I want to do? I want to bring my kid to all my neighborhood houses.
Let's get candy from strangers. How about that?
Yeah.
Like that's literally what we're doing. 364 days a year, we're like, hey, candy from strangers? Nah.
Yeah. Nah.
October 31st? And occasionally other days when the weather's really bad, I guess. Go ahead. Have fun.
Right? You can't change the day of Halloween. Stop doing it. Stop. It's either the 31st or you just don't do it.
Yeah, that picked up over the last 5 years. People
I don't
are
get it.
I don't like Monday Halloweens, which agreed. But hey, it is what it is. If that's the day, that's the day.
Yeah, you get over it like your parents did.
Yeah, this isn't one of those last Saturday of the month holidays. This is it falls when it falls kind of thing.
Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. Like, you might not like the day Christmas is on. We still going to celebrate it on that day. Granted, you're probably off on that day. But still, I have another thought.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it as random because you might have lost your shit. It goes with, don't talk to strangers. Who said, or why does it have to be like a creepy white van that is like the van that portrays these creepsters? What if it's what if all these creeps just drive around in
a Corolla?
Yeah, I was going to say like a Nissan Altima, or a Corolla, or, a freaking Jeep Wrangler. That's what the ducks are. Huh?
The ducks?
Yeah, you don't know the duck thing for the Jeeps? It has to do with kids.
What?
No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with kids. Jeep fans everywhere will kill me for that.
What are we talking about?
You don't know that. So I don't know it. I don't get it because I'm not a Jeep driver. I think it's the Wrangler. The Wrangler's the one that's the
off-road one.
Yeah, the off-road, most prevalent one. Wranglers, they will exchange, Jeep owners, it's the weirdest thing ever. They will exchange little ducks. They'll put a duck on a Jeep and they'll be like, "Ha, you got ducked." That's it.
I don't know.
That's it. So the next time you see a Jeep, look at their dashboard. Some of these people collect them, and they'll have them glued to their dashboard.
I've owned 3 Jeeps, not Wranglers though. I've had Cherokees and Grand Cherokees, but I know the Jeep Wave is a thing.
Yeah, and I'm specifically talking about the Wrangler though.
Jeeps also have the thing where they hide an animal, in the. Have you seen that?
I've heard
where
it.
It's imprinted on your car somewhere randomly. So if you own a Jeep, just search your car. There's a lizard or some random animal just imprinted on your car somewhere.
Hops are getting me.
You're non-alcoholic hops, huh?
Man, Abita, I don't know what you're doing. That's it.
Yeah. What a turn that took.
Thanks for hanging out on my back porch with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We had nothing to talk about tonight. We made it work.
We're going to put a disclaimer. Just get to the 35-minute mark, and you'll be good.
Probably the most unorganized podcast we've ever had, and we've had some, man. I'll do a better job next week.
What happens? Just come in. Brain just... When I told you I was off my phone for the day, just being a dad today.
Yeah.
I was off my phone today.
Good for you.
Yeah, man. Today and tomorrow. We're going to see... Today, we can close it out with this. My son had to get shots today. The first time he's had to get him where he realizes it, and it's a whole thing. And I told him about it because I was like, I'm not going to tell you we're not going to get shots. And then you show up and you're getting shots, and then you don't want to break that kind of trust or whatever. So all day he's dreading it. And I kept telling him we're going to go somewhere fun afterwards. And I didn't have a plan, but I was like, we're going to go do something fun. All he wanted to do was go get beignets. I was like, that's not good. I was like, we got to come up with something else. So
listen. If that's what he thinks is fun.
Well, no, we were doing that, but I was like, that's not enough. I want to do more. So I took him to Chuck E. Cheese for the first time afterwards.
Oh, you're setting the bar high. Now anytime something bad happens, we got to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
It's okay. He needed it. My dude was screaming. Now he's walking around the house with a limp. It's the funniest thing on earth. I'm trying not to laugh at him, but he looks like somebody who has one leg because he's holding this leg and he's dragging this foot. But anyway, I took him. We did that. Went to Cafe Du Monde. I took him to Haven.
Good.
We had a day, and then tomorrow we're going to see Paw Patrol. So
I love it.
That's his little birthday celebration for me and him.
We do the same thing, man. I do the same thing for Dylan. She's unfortunately not to share too much personal information, my daughter unfortunately gets sick more than other children. It seems like every kid gets sick a lot, but she gets sick a little bit more. And we had to have blood work done one day, and I felt bad. She was like, "Is it gonna hurt? Like, or do I have to? Is it a needle?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it might sting a little, and yes, it's a needle." And like, she was freaking out. And then they did it, and like, same thing. Like, I was like, "We'll go somewhere after. We'll go to Target next door and get you a toy." Like, blah blah blah. So now she just wants to go to Target, though. Is what I'm getting at. Anytime we do anything, can we go to Target? I guess so. Yeah, we can go to Target. Like,
well, it's so fun because we went from Chuck E. Cheese and we had to go we had to go to Target to pick up a present for a birthday party this weekend. And I'm like, "We're gonna go to Target after we leave here," and he's like, "Target? Yes." I'm like, "We're not even going in. Like, we're just going to the drive up." And he's so excited to go to Target. And I'm like, "Your mom has spent too much time with you. I don't know if this is an issue."
Kids love Target, man.
They do love Target.
They're doing something right.
He don't even get something every time he goes to Target. He just loves Target.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Shout out to Target, I guess.
Good for Target.
Yeah, I didn't really care about Target until I moved out here.
Yeah, I go to Target all the time now, I'll be honest with you.
So
that's the thing.
Anyway, that was my story.
Yeah, catch us next week. We're going to be virtual a good bit here. So you'll probably get some better conversations because I'll have my laptop right in front of me. And if I lose track of what the hell I want to talk about, I'll just look something up. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll try to squeeze in a few in-person ones.
Yeah.
Just because I was thinking about it. I like the day vibe when we do the day pods.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a little morning pod and I like it. But anyway.
I'm cool with it. It is what it is. Yeah, catch us everywhere, man. Game day shows for the Saints. Every Sunday we'll have pregame and postgame for the Know, theknow.com or YouTube at the Know or at Being the Know. Yep. At Being the Know everywhere. Check it out.
Stay tuned for Pels NBA. Similar things coming up.
We had Pels Press tonight with media passes. Pels Press is a part of Being the Know Network, as you guys know. We had media passes to the Pelicans preseason game tonight, so that was cool. Go follow at Pels Press if you don't. Great content there. He puts out some really cool stuff. Also, Dylan McNeely. I don't know exactly how to spell his name. I'm sorry. Fix your at. Make it easier to share. That's it.
At the Dylan.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yep, I got nothing else. Roll Wave. Tulane plays Memphis tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, check out all our other podcasts, man. Formally Informal and Talking That Yeah. 2 big ones. Love both of them. Those are 2. Listen, I'll be candid. I don't listen to podcasts. I listen to those too. One of them I edit, so I have to. But it is what it is.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it, man. I got nothing. I didn't have anything coming into this.
Shout out Marcus Colston. I wore this in his honor. This is not a Chris Olave jersey. You may have thought it was. I wore it to honor his legacy. He is no longer, the holder of the record of most touchdowns scored in Saints history. That goes to Alvin Kamara. Congratulations to him. That's it.
Yep, we're just dragging this out. Any wise words to close this out? Any kind of motivational quote?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Bye.
Later.